Boys and girls, hello. Once again, as always, we are Non Apologetic News. I'm sure you know who we are. If you don't, I am Trav Dog. This is Thomas Two Bellies. We are Non Apologetic News. First up today, the news takes us to the music industry. Wow. Soulja Boy told him. Someone should have told him it's illegal to sell emulated game consoles. Have you heard about this, kid?
Yeah.
Okay, so what he's doing, for those who don't know what an emulator is, right? It's essentially like any sort of console, anything that can play a game that's maybe like Super Nintendo or PlayStation 1 or Sega, you know? And it's intellectual property you're stealing, right? Which if you're doing it for yourself, like who really cares, right? But he's actually like attached his name to these things and he's selling them with like Super Mario and Super Smash Brothers on them and stuff. And it is absolutely insane. But the reason he's in the news for this, did you hear about the Atari thing?
No.
Okay, so he went on a live stream. I'm not going to bore everybody with it. I'm not going to play it because this kid is just arrogant and he's a prick. But he went on a live stream saying that he acquired Atari. They saw how good he was doing with his emulated consoles. They said, do you want to buy us? He bought them and he's now the active CEO. Okay? So, I mean, we don't even have to fact check that. We know that's nonsense. So Atari responded back in a tweet and they said, I quote, "We know the CEO of Atari is a dream job, but that honor belongs to Wade Rosen." So, of course, Soulja Boy gets upset. He's like, no, they're liars. They just don't want you to know about this hidden deal we have coming, and we're bringing Atari to the next level, okay? So, here's what's super funny. There's a website called AliExpress, and AliExpress is where like a lot of Amazon sellers, eBay sellers get their merchandise from. So like unbranded phone chargers and earbuds and stuff, you're going to see on there a lot. So you order from AliExpress, it's from overseas, you might order 1,000 at a time and you get it for an extremely low rate and then you just resell the stuff, okay? So I'm going to put up on the screen here a picture of the Soulja Game handheld, okay? And you can see right in his advertisement, it has Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, this kid's just so dumb. Okay. Now, we have tracked down the actual AliExpress listing right here for the console. Okay. So he's buying it for $51.82 and he is selling it for $99. Look at this. Even on the AliExpress listing, it says 16 gigs memory built in with 3,000 games. So he's not even the one emulating it. He's buying it and then reselling it. Like, look at the buttons here. The X, Y, A, B, I guess it is. And then let's pop back over to his. See what I mean? It's the exact same thing. Now, if you are interested in this, I mean, people like to play emulators. Go to AliExpress.com. Don't buy from this twat, okay? Now, this is essentially just like a ticking time, right? It's going to explode. And when it does, and when they come after him for intellectual property theft, we are going to cover the story because this guy is just so inseparable. Like, I can't stand to hear him talk. He likes to say he's such an innovator. I don't think he's much of anything. And when this actually does happen, well, I'm sorry to say, but we are going to laugh, right? So there you have it. Soulja Boy selling stolen consoles, and he is the CEO of Atari.
That sounds like Atari's about to super soak that hell.
Mm-hmm. What do you got for us, buddy?
All right. We're going to go to Grand Haven, Michigan. This one here. A judge has ordered a Western Michigan couple to pay $30,441 to their son for getting rid of his pornography collection. Yeah. U.S. District Judge Paul Maloney's decision this week came 8 months after David Working, 43, won a lawsuit against his parents. He said they had no right to throw out his collection of films, magazines, and other items. Working had lived at the Grand Haven home for 10 months after a divorce before moving to Muncie, Indiana. The judge followed the value set by an expert. Mm-hmm. And Working's parents must also pay $14,500 to their son's attorney.
How old is this son? How old was he?
43.
So he's not a child here. This is a grown man, and he's living with his parents?
He was, and he brought all his pornography with him. Because why not? And then when he moved out, the parents were, I guess, cleaning up the room he was staying in. I was like, we don't want this filth in our house, and fucking threw it away. And he was very upset about it.
I have so many questions. Because, like, how big could this collection be to be worth $30,500?
I mean, you got to have more than just DVDs and magazines. I imagine he's got some fucked up toys, or maybe
there's like a whole like collector's market. Like, this is the 1942 sealed non-sticky version of Playboy episode 403. You know, that's crazy. So they're going to pay $30,000 plus another $15,000.
Yep, for the attorney fees.
Oh wow, is that the mother right there? Lower, right there. Oh no, that's a far more sinister story. Yeah. That is absolutely insane. But I do thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah, how do you build up that kind of a collection? Does he not know the internet exists?
I don't know. Internet goes out, man. This man needs his wanker material, right? All right. Next up, the news takes us to the Wild Wild West. Okay. So we are going to California here. What we have is a mother testified against her son in a California courtroom during a hearing in which a judge ruled there was enough evidence to try him for the murder of his former girlfriend. This young man was 25 years old. He was arrested by Mexican authorities in connection to the February slaying of a young girl. The 19-year-old's body was discovered behind a Compton apartment complex where she once lived. Now, this guy was tracked down through, can you guess?
No.
TikTok.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. Okay, now his mother, Claudia, shed tears as she sat on the witness stand. She was asked, what did you ask your son? A prosecutor asked about the last time she saw him. If he did it, she replied, if he committed a crime. He just bowed his head, is what she said. So, I mean, we have a lot going on here, like such as there was a 13-year-old boy who also saw the young man around this girl. I mean, it sounds like he did it. I wasn't there. And if he did do it, he, of course, deserves to do time. And it's very sad for the parents of this young lady. I don't want to focus on this part of the story, though. I want to talk about this piece of shit mother, right? So she testifies against her own son. That's insane. But her son didn't even say he did it. She was like, son, did you do it? That's it. He dropped his head. She goes and testifies against her own son in open court. Now, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
I think she might be in the other room playing video games right now.
I believe she is.
Is there any circumstance where you would testify against your daughter?
I don't think so. That's my baby girl.
Yeah, and people could say, like, I don't have children, but, like, I wouldn't even do that for my dogs, right? You know, I think I would probably help the child, right? You know, just flat out. And if it came down to it, I would take the charge for my child. I think that's what a good parent would do. You've lived your life, you know. Now it's time to make sure they can live theirs. A lot of people, you know, I saw a lot of comments in the story where they were like, such a courageous woman, and we applaud her. We do not applaud you. Okay, I'm going to go as far as say we hate you. And the fact that he was a murderer was probably because you were such a piece of shit parent. You don't deserve children, and from the sounds of it, you don't want them because you're getting rid of your only child. I bet she doesn't even go visit him. You know what I mean? Like, this is insane. So really, this whole thing in summary, I don't think this is what the headline should read. The headline right now reads, California mom testifies against her own son in murder case of ex-girlfriend. What the headline should read is, California woman is a terrible mother. I have no sympathy. I have nothing else to say about that. You are an awful, awful person. Goodbye. What's next?
All right. For you Korn fans out there.
Woo!
Yeah. All right. They started touring August 5th. And it was August 14th. Lead singer Jonathan Davis unfortunately caught the COVID. Okay. So they had to reschedule some shows, canceled a couple in New York. They started back touring a couple weeks later. And, yeah, he was struggling on stage. I actually went and saw him a few weeks back.
Oh, you went and saw Korn?
Yeah.
Wow.
And, yeah, I was kind of iffy on it because I've been reading he's still suffering from the effects, so he just sat in the throne and performed, and in between songs
he stayed set down for the entirety of the performance.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
And had to receive oxygen in between, songs, whatnot, every so often.
During the show, he was getting oxygen.
Yeah, I think it wasn't visible. He'd go off stage or whatnot. And I went to the show. It actually was better than I expected. It's actually a hell of a show. He is up more, moving around. Yeah, actually performing. Actually got a clip of it. And, yeah.
Would you say this was one of those events?
When I was with that skank. I didn't take a skank with me this time.
No, it was not.
When I was with that skank.
Okay, so you say you have a clip for us.
Yeah. There is.
Is this from this particular performance?
Yeah, the one I went to. So them doing Coming Undone.
Oh wow! All right, let's have a look. He's moving around.
Yeah, I say you can see the throne there. He did have to sit down some, but nowhere near as much as I expected it.
I like how they had the elevated drum set.
Yeah, that's a damn good show.
Now, are those the original members?
3 out of 4 are. The guy to the right there, one of their members is taking a hiatus for personal reasons. Not really sure.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is not the only member of their band who has COVID, right?
No, just here recently in the past week. Monkey, guy to the left there playing guitar, the dreadlocks. He just caught COVID.
Oh,
yeah, but they're not going to cancel any shows. They're going to just replace him with a different guitarist and keep on rolling.
Do they crowd surf?
No, I did not see any crowd surfing. I was right behind this crowd and contemplated it. But, nobody see me coming, so I'd probably just wipe out several people.
Yeah, there is definitely an art to crowd surfing. Growing up, that was always my thing. I would hang out at the barricade and then eventually fall back and find someone big enough that could lift me up and take me over. Have you ever actually crowd surfed?
No.
Never?
Nope.
There was one time I was in Detroit for a Halloween show, right? And it's like, I don't remember the whole lineup. It was like Mac 10 from West Side Connection. It was ICP. It was, I can't remember. They had some big names on there, but I'm crowd surfing and there's an area between like the stage and the barricade, right? So you'd fall over that and then you'd be like ushered off to the side. Well, at a certain point, so many people were coming over that they couldn't usher people out anymore. So I noticed I went over and I'm like, am I still in the crowd? Because I can't move. And there's more people coming over, right? So it forced security just disappeared. It forced everybody onto the stage. So we're up there, just hundreds of people. This is during ICP's performance. And then essentially this was like 2004, I think. They wind up shutting the show down, calling in like the riot squad from Detroit, So we're up there and ICP disappear, but more people are coming and we're essentially starting to get pushed against like the back of the stage. And then you see the security. They used to have, I don't know if they do, a famous security team called like the X-Men or something. And they were like beating the shit out of anyone they could grab. So I'm trying to sneak out and then they wind up, it was like mace or like tear gas or pepper, what do you call it? Pepper spray pellets, something. And they filled the whole place. I was with a bunch of people. I wind up sneaking out the side exit, and we were able. We actually were parked right at this side parking lot. I think it was St. Andrews Hall, and so we were able to get away pretty quick. But we saw the Detroit police, whatever their little SWAT team had, like actual paddy wagons, and they were just grabbing every person they could get their hands on and just throwing them in. We were lucky enough to all regroup, get over to there, and be able to skirt out to the after party. Crazy times we live in. So what do you say? Do we wish Korn a steady recovery, or do we wish they get worse?
I wish him a steady recovery.
Well, that's very, very nice of you.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed Korn. I've always been a fan of them.
Yeah, I never really was, but I saw the appeal, you know. I liked it. Now, just recently, I don't know, did you see the PlayStation Showcase?
I did not.
Okay, it's like a showcase of just trailers. I had it on when I was working on some computer stuff, just on another screen. They were just showing like 3-minute trailers of everything coming up for PlayStation, right? So they had some cool stuff. They had a game called Project Eve, which almost looked like more of a fast-paced, like Soul-like. You remember the name of that Souls-like we played? But it was like anime almost. Giant swords and like the whole nine.
Code Vein.
Code Vein. It looked like Code Vein type artwork. Good thing I could not think of that name. They had a game. There's no date on that. They had a game called Alan Wake, which it looked like a horror suspense game. It didn't say much, but artistically it looked kind of like Evil Within. And that comes out in like 3 weeks or something. I don't know. It comes out sometime in October. You got to get that, man. I'm going to be playing the hell out of that, I think. You got a new Spider-Man, which I never played the old Spider-Man, so I have nothing to base that on, but I know people will be excited about that. The new Horizon. Now, I don't know if you played the Horizon Zero Dawn. That game's awesome. Made my fucking hands hurt, though.
Great.
But they got, in February, they got Horizon Forbidden West, so more robot dinosaurs, I imagine, if you're into that sort of thing. This is straight up laughable. They're putting out GTA 5 on PS5. How many consoles is this now that this game has came out on? This exact same game for
Started
people
out on
asking.
the PS3, yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about like GTA. Let's get into that point. GTA 2, 3, 4. We're talking about all GTA 5. It came out originally in 2013. And it's still just what they're doing is they have GTA Online, so they're putting microtransactions in. You can buy, I'm not really familiar with it, but like a gun or a new map or new missions.
Money.
And people keep buying it. Stop buying this crap, people, and they can maybe make a new game. But at this point, I don't even know if I'd play it because I feel this is just disrespectful. But people are going to pay. It's probably like $40 or something for the upgrade, too, and people are going to play it. I've never even played it online. You know, I don't know. I don't really get down with online. Now, the star of the show was God of War Ragnarok. They showed Thor. They showed all sorts of cool stuff. Do you see this trailer?
No.
Oh, dude, it looks cool. Now, I'm a fan of the first, like, 8 God of Wars or whatever more than I was, like, the last open world, the revamp of the series. But I from what I saw, a lot of people loved it, you know, who
Yeah, I thought it was a badass game.
maybe I just need to replay it. Maybe I went in with a bad mind state. I don't know, but they didn't give a date. But at the end of the trailer, where they typically would give a date, one of the characters from the game says, "You'll get your answers soon enough." Well, most of them. And I assume that was a nod to we'll be putting out the release date soon. But we know soon could mean 30 days. It could mean 30 months. You know, they said Elden Ring was coming out, or date soon, and that was years ago. Now we finally do have a date, and there is not a game on the world I'm looking more forward to. Now, this is for people who can get a PS5. If you can't get a PS5, I don't know. Now, I know a lot of people are having trouble getting their PS5s. It's not really that hard if you target your efforts. You know, I was able to get a PS5 for everyone I know who needed one. I got his PS5, everything else. Maybe if that's something people are interested in, let us know, message, comment, whatever. Maybe we'll do a segment, show you actually how to get a PS5. It's not that difficult if you know when the drops are going to happen. And then you too can play the games. However, I have heard where a lot of these are supposed to be PS5 exclusives, but they're going to go ahead and put them on the PS4 as well, to where they don't miss out on that income of people who cannot get. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's about time to retire the PS4. But what do I know? Apparently not too much. So, from us here at
Non Apologetic News,
we'd like to say good night, and as always, don't watch the news. Good night, everybody.
Non Apologetic News, Non Apologetic News.